What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out this new Devolver joint that's coming out pretty soon called Mycopunk. This is a game that's got like a lot of influences kind of molded to the inside of it. Very, very easy to see, but hard to like verbally point out all the various video game cultural touchstones that this game is invoking, or genre touchstones. But I would say that like it's a little bit of Borderlands. It's a little bit of almost like a movement shooter, it's a little bit of Tarkov, and it's a little bit of Monster Hunter. But inside Mycopunk, you are a disposable robot that is sent down to planets to fight with a being that is kind of like the Thing from the aliens that I've seen so far. They kind of incorporate stuff into themselves, and then if you shoot certain joints or junction points or fleshy bits on them, you can saw off pieces of the monster to make it smaller and make the deadly parts go inert. From there, if you end up surviving your sci-fi space mission, you get a whole bunch of tokens and things like that and resources you can use to upgrade your robot, to upgrade your weapons, and then go and do it again on higher difficulties. This is one of those games that's definitely built for multiplayer for the people that were into things like Left 4 Dead or Deep Rock Galactic, and honestly, I think they may actually have like a hit on their hands if they can keep the content mill continuously churning out stuff for this game. So today we're going to be taking a look at this playtest. We're going to be giving you my thoughts about it, whether or not I think the game is worthwhile. I've got a link for you down below in the description just in case you wanted to check out the demo for yourself and play around with it, but let's go ahead and dive on into the game. I gotta pick my character. Bruiser's like the only one that I've leveled up so far. I kind of like Bruiser because he's got like a big guardian shield from Destiny that he can put in front of himself, and since I've mostly been playing solo, I've played for a little bit and nobody's ever joined my lobby, so I'm guessing the playtest doesn't have too many people fiddling around with it. But the shield is still really, really nice because there are occasions where you have to like activate a objective, or you have to like pull a lever, or you have to do something that makes you hold still for like 5 or 6 seconds, and during that time you get shredded if you don't have a shield down to block all the bullets and whatnot, because man, the enemy likes to swarm you in this game. So I'll go with Bruiser for right now. I've got my loadout. I've got the Cycler a little bit upgraded. It's an energy SMG. I've also got this lever action space rifle over here that I've never played with before. Says it's a shotgun, so I'll give that a try. I tried a different gun on my last run, and I did like it, but I wanted to play around with all the various options. This is the lobby right here. This is where we live at, I guess, if a robot can be accused of living, and really, there's not a whole lot to see for the moment right now. There's mission control over there. There's various little nooks and crannies that I'm sure are going to be filled out with content, but let's get to some gameplay first so that we can get into what kind of makes this game fun and special. So what I wanted to do first is I think we'll do planetary defense. I think it's a very cinematic mission with a lot of chaotic stuff happening, and thus it makes for a really good visual spectacle that gets across the fact that it's clear that this game was designed to just be absolute insanity, mayhem, and fun from the ground up. And so planetary defense, pretty enjoyable little mission. We'll go on Threat 2 right now because I've soloed that before, so I know I can handle it. Threat 3 I haven't tried yet, but some of the threats definitely seem like they need you to have teammates in order for them to work. In order to initiate the mission, we got to pull the giant drop pod lever. This door is going to close, and I got bad news for you. There's no like coming back from this trip. They're going to close a door, and if you watch very, very closely, you will notice that they are welding us inside the drop pod. So once you've made up your mind to pursue this line of work, I don't think there's too many ways to get out of it. This would be the point at which I would start panicking, you know, dystopian style. Why are they welding me into the drop pod? Hold up. Down we go into the atmosphere.
There's about a Corpo spy ship that's been spotted in orbit. Your job is to power up the planetary defense system and take it down.
Okay, I will absolutely try to do that. This game does have a visual distortion, so it's clear that they're going after kind of like a, I don't know, like a CRT or maybe like a flickering screen display type drone camera thing that they're playing around in this game with. I've turned it down to its lowest possible level, that way it won't blind you guys, but there is a solid chance that the encoding process here on YouTube is going to make this game look like absolute dog water. The good news is that inside the context of the game, it actually looks and feels pretty good to play, but the first thing I got to do is I got to pick up my scanner so that I can figure out where the objective's at and we can get on top of that. This game also has has a really interesting reload mechanic that you'll want to be aware of. Took me a second. I kept running out of ammo and asking myself, like, why am I always out of ammo? The reason that I was always out of ammo is that your guns exchange ammo in this game. So as you fire your primary weapon, your secondary weapon gets the bullets from your primary weapon and recharges itself, basically. So you are going to be hot swapping weapons. You are going to be changing your loadout here and there. Although for the purposes of this mission, I may be able to use my machine gun the entire time, just due to the fact that my machine gun has infinite ammo from a mod that I added onto it. We'll take a look at the modding system after we get out of this mission, but be forewarned, if the enemy in this game is shooting at you with something that you're not a big fan of, you can shoot it off of their chassis. So like with that guy right there, he's a bunch of tentacles attached to a globe. If we destroy the globe that's in the middle, there you go, he just falls apart and he's no longer a threat to us. There will be bigger, gnarlier monsters that we come across during the course of our run. One of my missions, I had this thing called the Abomination chasing me, which had its own like health bar at the top of the screen, and you just kind of had to deal with it. We've arrived at our first objective. This is going to be one of the targeting consoles that allows us to control the railgun that's going to be shooting down the enemy spy ship. And yes, we do get, there's the laser abomination right there. I was wondering when he was going to show up. The downside to my gun having infinite ammo is that at a certain point it overheats and it will start draining my health. And so let's see if we can kind of get away from these dudes. Oh, that was not a good idea. Sometimes when you punch plants, they drop resources. That did not drop resources. We do regenerate health. I've just got to get a little bit of a gap away from me and the enemy. Let me put down my force shield real fast. That way I can at least regenerate a little bit, but as long as I'm using the machine gun, solid chance I'm going to be draining my HP. And so we need to start getting some of the nastier modules off of the Abomination, because he can very, very easily bomb us out from across the entire map. So don't be afraid in this game, especially if you're playing solo, to kind of fall back and get away from the objective for a minute to get yourself some breathing room and kill off some of the mobs that are going to be chasing you around. He blew up. That one's still after me, but I'll blow off his claw right there. I do have a grenade that I can use that seems to be really, really effective on the Abomination. It's an acid grenade, and it seems to splash and hit all of his parts. So he gets a very nice, pleasurable sort of layering of damage that eats away his health bar really, really quickly. Let's get back over here, and I'm going to see if I can get rid of some of these goos that are on the side of this building. If I can do it without draining my health, that would be optimal. There we go. We're taking damage from somebody. I think we got, oh, he's shooting us with a death laser through an actual building. Fantastic. Beautiful. Let's jump away real quick. I've got like a super double jump thing I can use to gain space. Get all those off. Throw a grenade on them just so I don't have to focus on shooting them. How many more goo piles we got? 3. Are they all on this side? Where's that last goo pile? There we go. Goo piles down so we can abandon this location. We can move to a much safer climate. I don't know if this one explodes right here. What does this one do? Punch it? There we go. I'll punch it. We've got a Gasula stock. All right. Oh, nuclear bomb. Run away. Some of the enemies will have a very large landmine on top of their heads. When you kill them, it falls to the ground, and I'm not kidding you when I say it's like a 10 megaton explosion. You want to get really, really, really far away. That wasn't one of them, but it looked like one of the things that I almost got caught in the nuclear blast wave of in my last mission. Like, I was running for my life with a wall of flame behind me. We've got 2 more locations that we've got to get out to. I'm going to shotgun these guys down real quick. There we go. Shotgun seems to be pretty effective at point-blank range. I think they're both in this direction, so we'll head this way. I don't know if I gathered the Gasula stock or if I got to shoot it or something. And with you, though, over here, let's get you a little bit corroded, shall we? Maybe I collected it already. I wasn't watching the pop-ups while we were fooling around. I've got to flip the lever over here. I totally forgot about that. We've got to activate the scanner. Hold on. Okay, so scanner, please activate. You can hold down the E key and shoot and rotate your camera and whatnot while charging up things and doing objectives, by the way. You are allowed to defend yourself. Those are health globes that I picked up right there. I think I need to get rid of one of his little laser arms. He's got a lot of laser arms, and I would like him to not have laser arms anymore because they're bombing me out from, like, all over the map. Come on, laser arms. There we go. I think we knocked off 3 or 4 of them. Where's my scanner telling me to go? I gotta go this way. All right, we'll keep this heading. I will continue to shoot laser arms off of this guy. He's also got big stompy claws when we get closer. So the enemies are segmented out actually like really, really well in this game. I've got another grenade that I can chuck in his direction just to get some health moving. He's got one laser spitter left. Laser spitter's gone, so I think he should be mostly... Oh, he's regrowing them. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm keeping myself a little bit safe by doing this, but I see our second objective up here at the top of the rise, so let's get on in here. That's an explodey pile right there. You know the rule for video games, anything that's orange is going to explode when you shoot it, and so if you need a large AoE explosion, it's there. It'll be there for you like you want it to. I don't know what that one does. Probably some kind of ice bomb or something. Oh, they're up there. There we go. Okay, backside of the building. Let's kill a couple enemies first, even if it drains my health off. And then I'll just kind of like take a minute and get my health back behind like a building or something. I've got super jump, so it'll be okay. Characters do have distinct loadouts in this game, so the weapons are the same on different characters, but everybody has their own set of 3 abilities. There's a girl with angelic wings, but she's got low health and she can fly, and just kind of like fly around the map shooting at things. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage. Let's fall back for a second. Can I get on top of this building? I would like to be up on top of this building and away from the enemy. Can I get my Rezo Vision to go away, please? Rezo Vision, please go away. I don't know if there's like optional objectives on the map anywhere. I keep seeing interesting points of interest, but like you can't go inside of them or anything. So I'm sort of wondering if they're playing around with like procedural side objectives, a la something like Helldivers, like loading artillery cannons or something that'll give you extra abilities, or maybe like call-ins. But I haven't seen it so far, and to be fair, this is like the only mission that I've played. What is that thing, dude? There's like giant tentacle radar stations up there, and it looks like they have a growth on them. It's possible that we might be able to do something with that. I do like the map decorations, though. Having everything from like farming equipment around to like all kinds of random industrial facilities and strange giant mushroom growths and weird alien satellites that are connected by flesh to their Ethernet cables. All kinds of weird stuff inside of this game if you can get over the jarring, very sharp crackle vision visuals that it plays around with most of the time. I'm not a big fan of the general appearance of this game, but there are things that I do like about the way the game runs. Maybe shotgun all these off the walls. I don't know where all the enemies went, but I'm going to take it as a blessing. We're missing one spooge rock. There we go. We got it. They're back over here, by the way. Put down a shield, I guess. I'm going to start gadding in his direction wildly like I have an AA-12. Throw another grenade on him. If I can hit him centrally, that'd make things a lot easier, too. Well, he's not dying yet, but... Oh, he came back with a vengeance. All right, let's get out of here. Jump over the top of him, up this little ramp, make our escape. I gotta flip the lever, but with him around, I don't know how feasible that's gonna be. We've got another Gossula over here, too. There we go. I don't think we're getting much done until I kill off this mega monster. Is my grenade up and charged yet? It's not, and I just wasted my shield. All right, let's turn this on. Come on. Okay, both of those are up and running. Objective is complete, so now it's going to feed me up some new objectives. I'm going to try to stay in cover and just, like, stay away from getting murdered. Where did that fall at? I didn't see. Oh, it's over here. All right, we didn't get to watch the drop pod come in, but it's pretty impressive. They drop an entire installation building from space, and if you happen to be standing where it spawns in, watching a gun that's roughly the size of like a 7-story building fall from the sky and land on the ground is pretty exhilarating. My first thought was, I really, really want one. Like, I deserve to have one of those. Why do I not have a 7-story gun next to my house that I can just aim at people that make me upset? I feel like I should have that. There we go. You got to break the orange thing on top of the Gossula. I must have shot it last time, and that's why it just went straight to my inventory instead of, like, punching it. Let's do our little rabbit hop to get out of here. The game does have a very fluid feeling of movement. I've found that you get used to moving around this game in almost like a tribes-like way because your character is so fast, and every single character has some kind of high-flying grappling hook or Spider-Man webs or something like that. I will shoot off the clamps, but I am out of ammo for my shot. Oh, God! Jump away. Now this guy has a metal shell around him. What the metal shells do is this game has battle damage, and so you've got to like destroy the shell that's around his core before you can actually take him down. Lots of tall grass in this game, man. I can't see where the damn sometimes. Are you dead yet? Please be dead. Okay, he's dead. Throw a grenade at those clamps over there. Knock the clamps off. Stupid clamps didn't break. What does that do? A yucca bomb. All right. I will throw the yucca bomb at him. Worked out okay, but I think the big abomination is finally here. All right, those are all off. Unfortunately, I think my grenade is really the only majorly effective way I have to hurt this guy. Health draining off pretty fast right now because I've been sustained firing for a hot minute. Let's get over here. We'll take a look at these clamps and we'll regenerate a little bit. You also get a sweet-ass slide that takes you super far, too. Okay, clamps are off, and there's our giant orbital gun. Objective complete. Add sound effect of small kindergarten children going, yay! Giant orbital murder device. If you need to fight the abomination and you can't figure out quite how you want to do it, getting inside of here, well, until he threw acid at me, is not the worst plan. He's immune to everything right now. Unfortunately, I am not immune to everything. Oh, he's got a little Explodo in him. Can I trigger it? He's almost dead, dude. It'll make our mission so much easier if I can kill the big guy. Ugh. Death laser. Never mind. Let's get away and regenerate. Between the acid puddles and between the lasers, dude, I'm having a real hard time at work today. Oh! Yeah, that was the explosion that I was talking about. When that explosion goes off, it's kind of like mayhem for everybody. There we go. Hopefully we have a lot of loot over here. What did we get? We got a corrosive plasma, which is an upgrade for the gun that I'm currently wielding, so that's good. We've got the targeting system over here. I gotta find the spaceship. Okay, so we've got to find the enemy ship, and we got to shoot it out of the sky. Can't turn off the niter. Verified. Okay, well, it's off in this direction. We should be all right. There he is.
Dead center, gang. Bit far off, though. Dropping some extra batteries to help the gun get aligned. Don't let them break.
Okay. This part, we need to protect the batteries. There's a reason why he said don't let them break. It's because the monsters are going to be all over these things, dude. They're going to be on that stuff like white on rice. It's going to be... And then again, like, I don't like that saying, dude, because, like, some rice is brown. Some rice is kind of like orange. Sort of like depends what kind of rice you're eating, huh? Let's get these guys knocked out over here. Break out the shotgun for a minute, too. Oh, he's immune to damage. Fantastic. That is a shielder. We got to kill that. What is that? Can I have it? It was yellow for a second. I thought maybe I was allowed to have it. Let's protect these batteries to the best of our ability. I think we got to push a button or something, though, first. Yeah, we got to push a button. All right, targeting system's up, and as you can see, the gun is going to start rotating and trying to find its target. These guys are going to start eating the batteries. Each battery makes 25% fill rate. Just throw that right there. Maybe melt some of these idiots. I like this shotgun. This shotgun makes me happy. It's kind of like a little AA-12. Like, I didn't expect it to be so rapid fire since it's a lever action. But if there's one thing I love in life, it's automatic shotguns, dude. AA-12s, like, just keep killing real fast. There we go. The batteries, they also contextually change color, and the panels will break off of them, and they'll look more dingy and busted the more wounded they get. So you can also keep an eye on that. Oh, there's a big shield around it. Okay. I gotta shoot him in the guts to my best of my ability, but we need this shield to go down. Otherwise, they're definitely gonna destroy that battery over there. The good news is you can fix the batteries after they break, so it's not too large of a deal. I think it's the thing at the top of the mob. Hold on. I've got my grenade. There we go. All right, shield's down. Oh, Jesus. Is there another abomination? Trying to blow up his core, but he's not making it easy. Yeah, maybe having him explode his core all over the things that I'm supposed to be protecting was a dummy idea. Let me get my loot, though. Acid all over my face. Alright, that one's fixed. Oh, you can cast abilities while you're fixing something, too. Alright, that one's back up and running. That one's also back up and running. I need a reload, though. I think I missed with my grenade. That's not ideal. Can't stand an acid. That acid guy, man, he's a pain in the ass for these places where you gotta stand still. Can you die? Thank you. I desperately need you to piss off. I'm working on it. You didn't send me any help. Nobody's joining my lobby. Grenade's not up either. Come on. Alright, grenade's back up. Yep, just throw it on everything over here, dude. Just splatter our goopy fluids all over everything, and then also get some health back. Woo, I think we survived with like the video game equivalent of like 1 HP. Alright, he's down. I think I've got to turn a key or something like that. Oh no, never mind. The railgun is engorging itself right now. It's becoming ready for action. Nobody look, he gets nervous, alright? Fire the railgun! There goes our railgun. Give it to him, boys! Let them feel the sting of minty fresh. I believe we have destroyed the enemy ship. There you go. Things are looking pretty good for us right now. Downside is it's now about to rain debris that's coming through the atmosphere, so sorry about that. Give me the Gusula. I need it. Where's my extraction? Oh, that's right. I gotta call it. I forgot about that. I gotta throw like a marker on the ground or something. Call the pod. Okay, we only need to survive for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then we will be pod bound. So let's find ourselves some cover, reload the shotgun, let them do what it is they're gonna do, and we'll just come back when it's time for us to leave. Oh, buddy. Don't have my super jump all nice and charged up right now. I would desperately love to have my super jump charged up. Ooh, I think he's got a resource. He does! He's got a shock grenade upgrade, and so that's where kind of like that's where the border shock, or the Borderlands influences come from. I don't know why I have Bioshock on the brain right now. Oh good, a giant death laser monster. Just what I had hoped we would square up against today. Hey, we got him. Alright, he drop anything good, or are those just health pickups? Not sure. Pod should be here in a second, though. God, there are a lot of meteors falling. It's like a miracle we didn't get hit by any of them while I was running in a panic trying not to die. You have a bomb strapped to your head? God. Drop pod's here. Let's go. Where's the entrance? There it is. Let me in. Mission complete. Mission success! Bruiser leveled up, Shotgun almost leveled up, Cycler leveled up, which is nice. We got 7 Gusula, 125 Gats, and it looks like we've got a reinforced coating for our shotgun, so our bullets will ricochet in a random direction. And it does fire quite a few pellets, so I think that might actually score us some extra secondary hits, too. We've got Engorge, which is a shot grenade upgrade. 68% larger explosion radius. And then we've got Corrosive Plasma. Acid is really strong in this game, so I'm glad we picked that up. So if you want to modify your gear, you just come to this little menu right here. We've got force redistribution on this side for a nosedive blast. Unfortunately, I need to find some Yuko in order to get that. And so it's coated. So we hit the enemy with a Yuko bomb, and then we kill him with the Yuko coating on him. And that refines the Yuko resource that we need to build this guy. Bezia, I haven't seen it. And so it's in a locked container, huh? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It's a rare fungus that grows on enemy shells given the right environmental conditions, and destroying the infected area will give it to you. Okay, what can I do with the Cycler right now? Can I do anything fun with the Cycler? I don't have the blue to make it. I need blue! I've got Infinity Burn on here. So basically every single gun has like, I don't know, dude, like a gene table, and you fill it in with mods, and you've got to make them all fit like a game of Tetris, and that's how you upgrade and make your gun awesome. And so I like it. I think the demo's a lot of fun. I think it's got like a pretty ugly graphical style that I'm not a huge fan of. Like there's just a little bit, even with the visual distortion turned down to 0, it feels like the game has just very, very sharp textures and edges and lines and everything that make it look kind of weird when you're in play, but the game is a lot of fun to play around with. I enjoyed it, and the game does have a whole bunch of fun little like details that you can play around with too when it comes to like dismembering enemies, just the level designs, the interactions between different elements and abilities. I mean, you can shoot people here in the station, like little guys running around that are working inside the dry dock or like inside the hangar that we're in, and they like shout at you and they cuss you out, like all kinds of, there's one. See, like all kinds of like weird little things that you can play around with. And so I'm interested in seeing what the final product looks like here. I will see you all later. Oh, we do have Yuko. Apparently there was things that I did not pick up, and they automatically get put inside the tray over there. Sick, dude. Because I wanted Corrosive Plasma. Wah. Can't have Corrosive Plasma right now. My heart is broken, but I could swap this out for a shot grenade, and I can engorge my shot grenade, and it fits perfectly in the little corner right there, so that's pretty sick. I'll take that. But yeah, still haven't played around with all the characters, only done a couple of missions, but so far, aside from the game being kind of like hard on your eyes, it's still really fun to play, and it's enjoyable. So I'll see y'all later. This is Mycopunk. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Tomorrow I'll be back with something new. Bye, folks.